welcome to my January reading wrap up for January 2026. So it's the first month of the year and I'd say it's been quite a good one for reading, to be honest. I have read a number of very good books and I can't wait to continue reading throughout the year. I have started multiple little challenges and it just kind of adds that excitement and that joy in your life, doesn't it? Like, I think that with all the shite going on in the world, we need things to look forward to in life. So I've started the ABC challenge and the book pages saving challenge, both inspired by a TikTok friend that I've met called Aaron. So these challenges have definitely inspired me to read more, and I think that if you are someone who is trying to read a bit more in your life or just be motivated to read, that definitely setting yourself these little challenges helps. So the ABC challenge is essentially you go down the alphabet and you will choose a book for each letter of the alphabet to read throughout the year. So that means that if you follow that, you're going to read at least 26 books. Last year I read like 81, 82 books. So this year my aim is 85 books and 26 of those are going to be from the ABC challenge. So it kind of helps set up that amount of books and give you that guidance, and I don't know, let's say you're in a reading slump, it's that kind of motivates you to just pick up that book and give it a go. So I have only managed to read one from the ABC challenge this year so far. So yeah, for January I read obviously A, because my brain was going, oh, let's just take books that I've already read and put them into the challenge. But then I was speaking to my friend Aaron from TikTok and I was like, no, that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read it in order because I think it just makes more sense. And although he is doing, like, he's not classifying the, so the word the, he's not going to classify that. I'm actually trying to not include the word the in the titles in terms of the ABC challenge. So if for instance I've read The Little Frog's Guide to Self-Care, I am not going to class that I've read the letter L in that. I'm going to try my best to avoid the titles, the. It's complicated to talk about, isn't it? So far for the ABC challenge, I have only read from the letter A, which is Afterthoughts or Some Pistachios Won't Open by Richard Ayoade. This is a really good book. It is definitely not what I expected, and it's definitely not the usual kind of book that people would read. It is a non-fiction book and it is essentially just a set of lists that Richard Ayoade has written about his thoughts, and it's not a very long read, it's an easy read, it is a funny one, and yeah, it is just a little time away from fictional books, and it's just something to pick up when you fancy something that you don't really have to put much thought into, because Richard's done that for you. So yeah, I found myself quite, oh my god, it's like my cat can literally sense that I'm filming a video. Okay, so my cat is back in the building. When I say building, I mean room, because she is an indoor cat, so no going outside. There's no doubt she's going to come and like photo bomb this video, so just expect that. If you watch my videos, you know that she's basically featuring in most of them recently. So yeah, ABC challenge, Afterthoughts, really good book, and I am now exactly like probably quarter the way through this. I am mostly a romance reader. I take a lot longer to read thriller and horror because exactly I have quite severe anxiety and I tend to try and read more lighter things, and because I mostly read at night, I get more romance books read because I tend to not want to read anything heavy before bed, because yeah, my anxiety just, yeah, the thoughts just go around in my head at night, and I'd rather go to sleep on something that's nice and light, like a romance book. But I am trying to read more horror and thriller in the day. So I've got Be Right Back by Bill Wood, and I'm hoping to read this during February for the ABC challenge, as well as Collide by Belle Cabra during February too. And I'm hoping to get to The Letter D by March. So ABC challenge done. I have also taken on a book pages saving challenge. Can you please be quiet? Let me film this video, please, baby girl. I swear, like, every time. So, Aaron again inspired me to do the book pages saving challenge. I think it's just, again, it's like, it motivates me. It's quite a simple challenge and it just kind of adds up. So, she's just knocked the camera over. No. I don't know what's worse, kids or cats. No, they're both great. So, book pages saving challenge. Essentially, however many pages you read, you save 1 pence per page. So, I have read 2,155 pages during January, which I don't feel like is a lot. I really don't. I was expecting, the fact that I read 12 books, most of them were novellas, I was just expecting more. So, but it's okay, like, it's fine. Like, every little is every little helps in terms of savings. I know that is the Asda slogan, I think, or is that Tesco? Oh my gosh, ADHD brain right there. But yeah, so I saved £21.55, which isn't a great deal, but it is more than nothing. And by the end of the year, if I, you know, save £20 a month, that's more than nothing, isn't it? So, and if I keep doing that each year, then eventually it will build up. So I'm confident that I will be reading more pages throughout other months. It was just January has been a little bit of a slow start. And I've kind of just been craving more novellas, more simple, easy reads, ones that are just quicker, because my attention span is just not great, as you can probably tell during this video. Like, I've got a lot going on in my little brain, and yeah, at the moment I'm just finding it hard to kind of really sit down, dedicate my time and energy to very long books. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the rest of the year in terms of the ABC challenge and the book pages saving challenge, because I just think that it's motivational and it really gets us wanting to read more so that we can tick these challenges off bit by bit. I think that as human beings, that's kind of in our nature, isn't it? Like, to do that to-do list and get that dopamine hit by ticking it off. So yeah. So moving on to the books that I have actually read during January, I managed to read, I think, yeah, 12 books, but quite a few of those were novellas, so yeah, but it's still class, they're each different titles, they're by different authors, so there you go. So yeah, I have discovered some new authors this month, and I've really loved some of the books I've come across, and it's made me want to look into those authors and definitely read more by them. Hydration. Yeah, so it's like I've said in my Substack reading wrap up, my January reading wrap up, I think that whilst this is like a really good start to the year by reading 12 books, I am much rather focusing on reading for enjoyment rather than reading to accomplish a goal and accomplish like, this is how many books I've read in a year, this is how many books I've read in a month. So that's the thing, like, when I said like, oh, I've mostly read novellas, and some people might be like, okay, so you haven't actually read 12 full books. It's like, I'm not doing it to impress anyone, I'm not doing it to impress myself, I'm doing it because I enjoy reading, and I think that that's how it should be. So it annoys me when people aren't classifying novellas as books and people aren't classifying romance as like good reads that you're reading. It's like, it's to the individual, and I think that when people look down on romance, like they look down on romance authors for instance, if it's not like a literary, you know, like just, yeah, it annoys me. But yeah, like I think that we're all living in this scary world and we just want our little bits of happiness, and if reading short romances is what makes you happy, then bloody do it. So the first book that I read this year was The Builder Boyfriend Project by Mason Deaver. Now I got this in an Afterlight subscription box and I was really excited to read it. Based on the cover and the blurb, I was like, this sounds right up my street. I love a good queer romance, and yeah, I was just looking forward to it. I really liked the premise, but after reading the blurb and like seeing the cover and then the insides, I got the characters mixed up. I honestly thought that it was like the opposite way round, and I don't know, going into it I was like, oh okay, I was wrong, it's not exactly what I thought. The characters that I read in the blurb and I associated them with these two on the front, I got it the opposite way around. So yeah, but yeah, whilst the book was really well written and I would absolutely give Mason Deaver another chance, I would try more of their books, this book just not on my wavelength, unfortunately. It was well written, but it caused a little bit of unease for me and it just didn't sing to me. A lot of the book just kind of made me feel a bit uneasy, and I don't know if that was perhaps because I was having a bit of an anxious time, but yeah, I just didn't love this book as much as I thought I would, but that doesn't mean that it's not well written. So yeah, that was the first book I read this month in January. So the second book that I read was The Little Frog's Guide to Self-Care by Maybell Eequay. Now this is such a gorgeous book. It is a tiny little guide and it is majority illustration with some quotes or just a lovely little verse from Maybell. And yeah, the pictures are just absolutely gorgeous. Like, there's something about a frog in heels that is, yeah, just can't be beaten really. It's just fabulous. I mean, look at this. This book is for everyone. It is so wise and so beautiful and real, and it made me very happy. So I think that no matter who you are, no matter what walk of life you come from, give this little book a go. I read it in like, I think it was 2 days, because I only sort of picked it up the one day and read a few, but then it's so easy to read, but it's so lovely and you can come back to it anytime that you just need that little pick-me-up. So yeah, this was my second read. Only small, but I really enjoyed it and that's what matters. So my third read was The Last Chance Road Trip by Sarah Jane Woodley. After reading quite erotic and spicy romances during Christmas and literally just coming off reading Kayla Gross's book Trick Shot, yeah, it was a Christmas novella that was heavily spicy and erotic, and so I just sort of needed something a little bit stripped back, closed door romance, short and sweet. And I know Sarah Jane Woodley does exactly that with her books, so I picked up the 1.5 in the series. So it's not technically classed in the Love in Mirror Valley series, but it is number 1.5, so it goes in between the books, and I already was familiar with the characters from the series books that I've read, and yeah, it was just a lovely little book, to be honest. It started off quite sad because there was grief in it and loss, but Sarah Jane Woodley really just handled it so well, and yeah, it was a cute and happy little romance novella and I really enjoyed it. The video went very dark. It's gone quite dark outside. It is like 3:20 in the day, so I think that the lighting kind of just dimmed and I'm like, I'm not ready for mood lighting right now. I need to film my video. So the fourth book that I read this year was Afterthoughts by Richard Ayoade. I know I've already mentioned this in this video from my ABC challenge, but yeah, so this was the fourth book that I read. Very quick and easy read, quite easily read it in a day, but I just sort of came back to it whenever I fancied. So yeah, non-fiction book, a list of thoughts or afterthoughts by Richard Ayoade, and yeah, just generally very funny. I didn't understand everything he was talking about in it, but it's definitely on my wavelength as a neurodivergent person with these crazy thoughts just pop into my mind. Felt like I was reading something that I probably could have wrote. So yeah, brilliant book. Really glad that I picked it up. The next book that I read was The Love You Deserve by Jen Morris. This was a Kindle book that I read. Any books that I pop up here are books that I read on Kindle, so I don't actually own a physical copy. So yeah, this book was sweet and unique with a very cute dog in it, who I honestly classed as one of the main characters. And yeah, it was lovely. The book was a bit spicy, it was sweet, it had relatable main characters. It just wasn't one of my favourite books, I'll admit. It was a really good book, but it just wasn't one of my favourites. I think that there was quite a bit of sadness in it, and again, I've had quite bad anxiety over the last month and I just don't think it was perhaps the right time for me to read it, but it was a really good book and I did enjoy it. I just had to sort of come away from it every so often. I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the books in the series that The Love You Deserve is in, and hopefully giving Jen Morris another chance whilst I'm feeling in a different stage of life. I think that might make a big difference. The sixth book that I read in January was a lovely little novella called Accidentally Yours by Christina Lauren. Now this is part of a series that is a set of Amazon originals, and it is called The Improbable Meet Cute Second Chances. Yep, so this series actually came out this year. It is essentially a set of novellas by different authors, and each author has written these novellas based on the Improbable Meet Cute Second Chances theme. And I read this just on a whim because I just found it on the recommended, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Lovely little book, no spice, although Christina Lauren I'm pretty sure does do spice quite well. I've just let my cat out and she's now clawing back at the door to come in. I have ushered my cat downstairs and I shut the door because it's stressing me out. I can't even remember where I was now. So yeah, Accidentally Yours by Christina Lauren, really good book. Just a lovely little one that, yeah, just made me really happy, to be honest. It was just what I needed. It was like anxiety and struggles, and I was just like, I just need a little romance novella to just take me out of my mind and just, yeah, take me somewhere else. And super cute, really enjoyed it, definitely recommend. So the next one was The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren again, and this was from, I believe, last year's Amazon original series again, and this was called The Improbable Meet Cute. So as you can see, last year's was the Improbable Meet Cute series and this year's was Improbable Meet Cute Second Chances series. So this is essentially a set of books again by different authors, and they talk about, in the books, like they've got different stories of weird meet cutes, and I just love most of them, like genuinely really love them. So yeah, Improbable Meet Cute, Exception to the Rule, sorry, by Christina Lauren, really cute book again, and just so unique. Like, it's not the kind of story that you normally read, and I just really enjoyed it. The next one was Worst Wingman Ever, and this is also from the Improbable Meet Cute series, and this is by Abby Jimenez, and I've never read a book by this author. I have heard some things about them that I need to look into a little bit because I'm just a bit unsure, to be honest. But yeah, I'm trying to not let that corrupt me at the moment, because I picked up this book before I knew, and I actually really enjoyed this book. So yeah, again, another little book, novella, read it very quickly and really enjoyed it. The next one was Rosie and the Dreamboat by Sally Thorne. Now, I've never read a book by Sally Thorne, but I, again, really enjoyed this. It was so unbelievably cute. It was from the Improbable Meet Cute series again. And it was just so sweet and unique and lovely, and I just, yeah, I adored it. I really did. And I would definitely give Sally Thorne a go. Like, her regular books that aren't within this series, I would definitely go for it. Like, she just seems to write really cute books. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to delving into the different books that she's written. I love that when you read like one of these little series and it takes you into this mindset of like, wow, love this author, and then you go down this rabbit hole of finding books that they've written and then they become one of your favourite authors. Like, I just think that's so cool. The next one was With Any Luck, and this is by Ashley Poston. This is also in the Improbable Meet Cute series. Again, really cute, just a nice little book. I've never read anything by Ashley Poston, and yeah, I just enjoyed it. It's like a funny little story, and at first I was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this, but I did. It was sweet, it was cute. I wanted a little bit of spice. That's the only problem. With this one, I was like, this, yeah, there is potential, and I kind of want more from these characters. But the story was sweet, and I did kind of expect the ending the way, like, it builds it up so that you kind of having theories about what's going to happen, and I did kind of expect it. But yeah, it kind of made me feel cool that I kind of figured out what was going on. So I know it's not like a Agatha Christie book, but like, yeah, it brought some happiness into my life, and again, definitely recommend it. The next one was Drop, Cover and Hold On, again in the Improbable Meet Cute series, and this was by Jasmine Guillory, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Again, just a nice little book, a nice little novella, little bit of spice, but not enough for me. But yeah, I've never read a romance that is essentially set within a natural disaster. So that was a unique one for me, but a really sweet book, and definitely fancied the main character. And then the last book that I read in January, again from the same series as the others, is Royal Valentine by Sariah Wilson. This is not the kind of story that I usually read, but it was cute. I was just not completely hooked by it. It's just, it wasn't singing to me. It wasn't the kind of book that I would just pick up like based on the blurb and go for, but it was good. I did enjoy it, and I enjoyed the little twist. I think that it was pretty cool. But again, I think that a lot of the books in the Improbable Meet Cute series, like, I expected a tiny bit of spice, and I think because the Amazon original series from October, which was like a horror-y kind of themed romance book set, they were quite spicy and I really enjoyed those. And then I think it was the year before, or the year before that, was a Christmas Amazon original series, and they were spicy too, and I really enjoyed them. But I suppose this is more of like a cutesy, sweet series, and do you know what? They made me happy, so hats off, because I really did enjoy them, and they filled my time with happiness and cute stories, which I think I probably needed, to be honest. But yeah, so those were the books that I read in January. There were 12 altogether. A lot of them were between like 60 to 100 pages long, some of them a little bit longer, but yeah, I enjoyed reading them. And like I said earlier, I didn't want to dive into like really long books. It just wasn't the month that I was feeling it. So yeah, I'm really happy with what I've read this month, and yeah, that's all that matters. I think that's the end of this video, to be honest. I've been interrupted by my cat so many times that I don't even know who I am anymore. And I don't even know, like when I edit this video, I mean you're seeing the edited thing anyway, so, but when I edit this video I'm probably gonna be like, what happened? Like, should I even post this? But I am gonna post it because I'm not sitting down and filming this video again. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry about the little kitty that keeps making an appearance. She does just love to be centre of attention, and I'm just getting used to that, to be honest. It's just sending me slightly crazy. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and do let me know in the comments whether you're considering doing any reading challenges. Remember, it's never too late to start. Just because you didn't start in January doesn't mean you can't still do it. We've got 11 months left in the year. Kind of had to think about how many months in a year there were then. But yeah, go for it, start these challenges and just get into that sort of habit of reading. It's a really good habit, and probably not always great for your wallet, because I do think that reading can be an expensive hobby. But if it makes you happy, go for it. And I do believe that there is always time in the day to read, so do that. Seriously, pick up a book and it might change your life. So yeah, thank you very much. I've probably said that about 4 times now, but yeah, thank you for watching. Comment, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and also what you've read in January. I'm genuinely interested to know what people read. I always want more recommendations, so yeah, let me know. Thank you so much.